All right, yo, we are live. This is a Beatppl Podcast episode. I don't know, and I got my man Steve from Etherealsun Cases here, and we are at Knobcon 2017. So, tidbit. Myself and the organizers of Knobcon 2017, we set this up to go live so that I could do the Beatppl Podcast from the show. And then I realized at the time that I was scheduled to do the show, I got to get out of here and go jump on a plane. So we're doing this a little bit early. My man Steve is joining me. I got Ken over here.
Hey, what's up? Yeah, and for the record, this is exactly what happened last year as well. So I just want to point that out and make you look bad.
What happened, Ken? Where you at?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Oh, I'm not used to you saying like that little and then stop it.
Well, I kind of like pseudo just woke up / football mode, so I'm kind of like, go Eagles, but I'm kind of yeah. So hey, real quick, just want to say that though I'm not at Knobcon because I'm working on a project here, I couldn't make it out there. I want to say a quick shout out to a couple of people. Delptronics for they were repping Flux with it out there. They had shirts with my case on there, and Steve Baker of Etherealsun was kind enough to post a picture of that up on Instagram. So
oh yeah, your presence was felt, man. You're here,
Ken. It was hilarious. I'm sitting there right across the Delptronics booth, right across, and Guitar Voltage who did your shirt. I knew you had it, and all of a sudden I see this shirt and I go, I know that case. So just to let you know, I think my wife's buying the dress.
So yeah, that's actually the Etherealsun case, and at the time it was the largest case you had done.
Correct.
However, and this is the case right here, and see if people can see that.
Yeah.
Well, technically, Ken, it's still the largest case. I got one that's in the works that'll be bigger, but so far it's still the biggest.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially with that 3-foot shelf you got on the top.
Yes.
That shelf comes in handy. I'm so happy that we got that done. I've been nothing but happy with my case. The shelving on top gets used a ton, and just how substantial and chunky it is, because I specifically requested that it be, very deep and very large, so that it would not have any kind of like wobble to it. And if I wanted to put like extra power inside of it, like linear power supplies, I would have plenty of room and plenty of airflow. And
car battery, put a car battery in if you wanted.
The green rails look amazing on it. So
yeah, they do, can. And you know what? Obviously green works for you really well, right? I don't know why green works for you so well. Maybe because you're going to make sure there's plenty of green in any space where Ken puts his face. But yeah, the green rails look real good, man.
Yeah, green has been my favorite color ever since, as long as I can remember. And yeah, so and as you can tell, my whole studio kind of has a green theme about it. So yeah, I was so happy when I talked to him at Knobcon. I said, could you do neon green rails? And he was like, yeah, we could do that. Sold.
No doubt. So, hey man, have you heard about any cool stuff at Knobcon so far? I got a couple things that
I haven't gotten to check out that are out there that I'm interested in. There's a few things that I have gotten to check out that are out there as well. The rabid elephant, what's it called? It's like a dual low pass gate from rabid elephant. But it doesn't use vac trolls in it, and it lets you shape your low pass gate. That thing, I got to use it out. He's from out in Philly, and I got to use it at a Philadelphia synth meet. The build quality and sound quality of that thing is phenomenal.
It looks great. I gotta say, it looks great. My guy Trust and I stopped by the booth and saw it, and I was busy, so we didn't get a chance to check it out.
Did you see the back plate of it?
No.
Oh man, he does not joke around. Like the back plate's all sealed in and everything. Like it's really well made. And I mean it shows. Like we kind of had a conversation about over engineering modules, and he's kind of he takes pride in how far he takes his modules, and yeah, really good stuff. So I tell people all the time, I'm like, if you're looking for a low pass gate, you know, check that module out.
Yeah.
The WMD metallic percussion module. I haven't gotten a chance to check that out. That looks really cool too. I'm definitely interested in that.
Oh, you know, speaking of percussion modules, have you heard of Future Retro?
Yeah, well, Future Retro has been around for a while, but
they haven't done modules, right? Is this like this is new for them to do modules, right?
I think so, yeah.
If you get a chance, because he's right there near you. Actually, he's right when you come in the door.
Okay.
By where you there. So in Exhibit Hall C is the first guy you see.
Oh yeah.
And so he's made some touch plate controllers that are, you know, pretty power packed, a lot of dope features. But right now he has these drum modules. It's just these little Eurorack drum modules, and one of them
transient.
Yeah, transient is it. And one of them is all like 808 and 909, or just classic Roland drum machines. And he has it all packed in there, so it's a drum module with all those things. But you can morph between sounds. So he has a drum in there called 809, right? So you can morph between the 808 and the 909. You can throw LFO in there, you know, turn up the CB, and it'll literally, like, you can make like a pumping type of sound, like an old crappy compressor, or you can take it and it's literally morphing between the two so fast that even before the drum is done with one hit, you've heard both of them at various points in the hit. It's real dope.
This is the
now that's one. Right? There it is.
I'm showing it right now, and I'm talking just so that because you don't have Toolbox on your phone, I don't think so. I'm trying to talk about it. Switches to my frame so that people can see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the transient module, and it has a cool little OLED display. It looks a little bit like how the OLED display that might be on like a mini log, or maybe like some of the it's OLED, almost reminiscent of like a DSi type thing. Big knobs on that thing, man.
Nice size knobs on it, yeah. Guys, not so small fingers.
Yeah, and it's nicely spaced. You would think like, well, is it going to be cramped? And it's not. It's not cramped at all. And I mean, I appreciate those big knobs too. It's a good design. It's kind of minimal, and it's a pretty powerful thing. Now, this is the first one, the one with the Roland sounds in it. Then there's a new one that looks just like it, but it has little bits of copper in the design on the faceplate. And it's all his own drum sounds that he designed. He said he went around the house scratching on paper and cardboard and hitting on things and beatboxing and sounds.
So it's like you, Ken.
Yeah, exactly. So it's all like found sounds, and then he did his design and put it all in there, and he's doing the same sort of thing. You can work between two sounds and throw CV in it and do all these kinds of cool things. And he literally just he had a voltage block that he was using with it. So he threw some voltages in there and a little trigger, and it sounded like tribal futuristic drums. Like it was almost like he went to an African tribe and took them to Mars. You know what I mean? It was crazy. It's real dope. What's the width of that module, Ken?
Yes.
Yes.
No,
maybe 14. Maybe 14, something like that. Yeah. And by the way, Ken, I went out to the car to get my laptop, so we're not on the mobile phone.
Oh, you are on your laptop. Okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah, that thing looks really cool. I heard Noise Engineering is doing some 5U stuff, which is cool. What was the other thing that I saw? There was something, and of course, man, the main thing that I'm like so drooling about, and it's not even fair because Paul is just like,
yeah,
man, that E352.
E352, mister.
Oh man, that's like wavetable sex right there. Like I want one of those so bad.
So you know, man, I sat with Paul, and you know, sometimes I don't, you know, I was talking to Paul, and like, hey, good to meet you. He's like, yeah, no, you are. Like, I'm like, oh, yeah. Okay.
I waved to him. He's like, yeah, I think I know you.
You're right. No,
Hey, how you doing?
And he showed me this thing, man. Like, I didn't know it was that deep. So it's a wavetable synthesis. And everybody's crawling around like, we got to see the thing that Paul has, right? and it's a wavetable synthesis, but it has a software you can put on your computer, and it has all these different slots and banks. Like so many banks, I think you put 64 wavetables in a bank, but you can morph between the wavetables, or you can set different voltages to jump rhythmically from one wavetable to another one. It doesn't have to be in succession. He sampled something today, Ken. He took a bit of the Three Stooges, where they, when they say cycling.
Yeah.
Turned that into a wavetable, and it was just crazy. He had to actually really play it for me again to show me, like, this is the Three Stooges. I was like, nah, it can't be, but it was, and it's one of the dopest things I've seen. So, Ken, I gotta have one, man.
Yeah, and we have a few friends that have them, and my very good friend William McKnight of Sonic Expansion, and he's been teasing me like throughout the week, like, oh, look at this, look at this, look at that, and I'm just like, oh, like,
yeah. All I want to say to Willie is, damn you, Willie, just because you about to cost me some money because you got that wavetable up there like that. You got the E352. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's seriously, it's quite ridiculous, and yeah, that's probably like top of my list right now for Lust.
I can see that. Yeah.
I've been kind of just trying to stay abreast of what's going on out there. There's other things at Knobcon too that I was interested in. Like I saw the Introvert was performing again, and I really like his stuff. And it looks like there was a lot of cool jam sessions going on, which I really like the atmosphere of Knobcon. It's not like, it's a very different vibe than something like, it's very different vibe.
It's more of a community vibe more than like a show, a commerce show.
Because it's like, it's such a niche vibe, and everybody there is a little bit quirky, and they're okay with it, and it's just very much like,
hey, I'm sorry, my man was right here. We got 1010 music in here. He's pouring coffee. No, it's all good. Hey, you got a couple minutes to explain to us what the bitbox and stuff does?
Sure. Would you like to go see it?
I really want to talk.
See the person, but I'm doing a podcast, so why not have you talk a little bit? So this is what's your name again?
Aaron Higgins.
Aaron Higgins from 1010 Music. So you do the bitbox. Can you tell us a bit about the bitbox?
Yes. So the bitbox is a 24-bit sampler that has a touchscreen and has a grid that looks a little bit like an MPC, or does some Ableton-like things as well, like looping, including recording and playing back the loops in quantized format.
Okay. But you have you have 3 different versions of it, right? Or is it the same box with different firmware?
You could call it either of those. You've got 3 boxes that do 3 different things, but you can swap between them using different firmware. So you've heard about Bitbox now. You've also got Effects Box, which was released a few months ago. It's kind of a live effects or sequenced effects. You can either punch them in with the touchscreen, or you can use a sequencer behind the scenes to get them going, or you just set them up and have static effects going on.
Yeah.
That's the second product.
Okay.
The third product is Synthbox, which is just now shipping. It's a 4-note polyphonic synthesizer.
Oh, dope.
Has 2 wavetable oscillators per voice.
Wow.
And a number of presets. So we went with a professional sound designer to get the best sounding wavetables and some great sounding patches as well.
Okay.
But of course, you can do all your own stuff from scratch if you prefer.
Right.
Or start with our stuff and dial your way in.
Okay. So how many wavetables can you start it? Go ahead.
I was just saying that I have the module pulled up if you want to screen share it.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, thank you. That's very helpful. Then I can also walk you through. You can control this via MIDI, or you can control that via CV. And each of the voices can be sent to the individual outputs, so one output for voice, or you can use a stereo mix down mode.
Nice. So you almost have like a little system of boxes. Anything on the horizon for
Yes, in fact, we're showing another piece today that's not yet on the website called Toolbox.
Okay.
That is a different hardware platform. Yeah, we've gone a little crazy with the boxes, but it's working.
At the box brand.
That's
working. Toolbox is a Swiss Army knife sequencer / control voltage generator. So you've got,
nice.
8 sequencers under one roof with 8 CD outs and 8 LFOs. Sorry, excuse me.
Like a ornaments on crime, but a little bit more expanded than that.
It's a couple differences. It's not open source. It's more proprietary. It definitely has way more outputs.
Okay. Nice.
So I think Ornaments and Crime is maybe 2 and 2, something like that.
It is 2 and 2. I believe so. I have Ornaments and Crime. I think it is 2 and 2. But yeah, so yours actually, because you have the way you laid it out like a 4x4 grid, then you have the outputs exactly for that. Is that how it works?
Yeah, it's very literal of like each grid has its own output, which kind of keeps it a little simple as well. That you can always know like this grid has this sequence going with it and this other grid has these jacks going against it, so that it stays in tune with having a wire dedicated to a single purpose.
Nice.
Doing one thing.
On the synth box modules and the effects module and all that, the little matrix of jacks on the front, are those gate inputs or what are those?
On the synth box and its partner products, those are all CV inputs, and largely we're using them for gates on bitbox. In the case of synthbox, we're using them for CVs, and in effects box are also being used for gates. So the hardware itself, it treats them as CVs.
Okay.
That's a lot of CV.
It is. It is.
Nice, nice. So what was the inspiration for doing it in the style that you did it? I mean, it's a real flexible format that you have.
Yeah. So I guess it's, I came from doing a lot of software and a lot of iOS stuff. So like touchscreens made a lot of sense to me, and they had a lot of value, and they can make things very intuitive and direct. But if you've used the phone, like getting stuff on and off of it is a gigantic pain in the ass.
Yeah, right.
It's like marry the best parts of a touchscreen with the best parts of modular, which you have interconnects.
Okay.
And it seemed like something that we could do, that others might not be able to do as easily.
Okay. Real cool. I love it, man. So now, and as Bitbox is the sampler, right?
Right.
So, okay, I always ask anybody at Eurorack that makes samplers, like, so Ken and I come from like drum machine, MPC machine sort of backgrounds.
Yeah.
And so it's a different world of sampling and how you use samples in Eurorack. So like that whole, it's just so different. Like how would you, if for somebody like me coming to you and like, hey, I'm an MPC user, how can I use your product? Or how do you like bring it to somebody like me?
Yeah, for the MPC user, we generally point out that it's like a grid of one shots, so it can certainly do that. What else? I mean, you can get into slicing, you can do micro type things, you can do modulations of the start positions. I believe MPC does that as well.
Yeah.
It has a lot of modulations. Forgive me, I don't know if MPC can do.
Actually, by the way, MPC does not do that modulation of the start position.
Okay.
And some Electron stuff actually does it. But you know what? That just the 4x4 grid is so familiar. But I've learned to kind of take the sample, the Eurorack sample world for what it is, and because it's its own special thing. So I think that's pretty interesting, especially when you do it, that it just seems real accessible.
Yeah, we wanted to make something that's really apparent and direct, that just this gate controls the sample.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that is definitely in common with an MPC. Like you've got a dedicated button, now a dedicated pad, and a dedicated key sample. So I would start there. You can modulate things like pitch, gain, talked about start time, and slicing. I think the newer MPCs do get into like recycle style. Slicing. Yeah. And you can do some of that on Bitbox as well.
Okay. Nice. Well, cool, man. I appreciate it. I'm really, I dig the work that you do. I remember seeing you at NAMM, and so yeah.
Yes.
I saw synthbox and effects coming. What I
we've
mean?
been talking about that for a long time. It's nice to finally ship it.
And are they shipping now, both of them?
Yes. All three, Effectsbox, Bitbox, and Synthbox are now shipping.
Okay. And what's the price point on?
Price point is $599.95.
Okay.
And that's available from our website or from dealers worldwide.
Perfect, man. Appreciate you stopping through.
Thank you.
Unintentional,
No, that's
sorry to put you on the spot, but I know when I saw you, like, I want to talk to him. So I appreciate it.
That's why I'm here.
All right. Thanks.
Take care.
Hey. You give him a card too.
Hey, it was nice meeting you, and pretend to give him my card since I'm not there.
Yeah, we'll exchange information. All right, thanks, man.
So, yeah, basically one of the main things that I noticed from this event this year is that Corry's out there without me, and he got to have an unveiling of a new Etherealsun case, and it happened to be your case.
Yeah, but who else will that thing all over the conference?
What's that?
I said we should have brought it in here, but who wants to will that thing all over the conference?
How do you not have it in there right now? Like I'm kind of disappointed. I was hoping
The other side of the building, man.
Yeah.
It's like,
act like I care. No, you guys work for me.
I kid.
I was saying I should run up and get that. Wheel that in here.
No, but so it looks. All right. First thing is because I knew a little bit about how the case was coming together and everything. The darker color stain on the bamboo, that looks fantastic. Now, I need to see that in person, and I'll probably see that come NAMM. I'm gonna try and see what we can do. But yeah, man, did you do black? Are they black or are they like a chocolate or what is that?
It's black rails.
Yeah, I'm digging it.
Yeah, so we're recording, so I can't tell you the company, but there's a well-known motorcycle manufacturer that uses this exact black. I know the supplier. I know a guy. And, so they're what's called a soft touch black. So they actually feel good too, man. The fingers, it's like really nice. So
very cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
About the copper rails that you did, like you had like hammered finishes. Like it's not just paint. It's really high quality finishes too.
Yeah, these are powder coatings, so it's got you get different textures, and you know, like we proved with your Flux green, you can pretty much get anything. There's some standard colors that I was using because I get it from the same. It's my best friend. He's a supplier of powder coating, so. And it's funny because someone asked me, "Well, do you do this in your shop?" And I was like, "No, they actually get coated and finished in a." It's a world-class manufacturing. If I told you the name of the company, you'd be like, "Oh, I know that company." Nice. So he just kind of brings them in. You know, he's got a good arrangement there because he supplies the paint and you know ISO 9001 applying kind of place. And, you know, so they're nice and hard. So I mean, I even slipped with the drill on Corry's, and I was like, so that was good.
Perfect. Yeah, I can't wait to get it home, man. You got to see it. It's freaking beautiful.
Because it was I mean it was just last week that it wasn't even finished, right?
Yeah.
Truth be told, I built that this week.
There you go.
So it was funny because I ordered direct from the manufacturer for rails, and that was an interesting experience. And I'm like, they're coming from where? From Asia?
Oh, wow.
How long are they going to take? They'll only be there in a week. I'm like, I hope so. So there was a couple close calls with a few of the things I needed, but you know, God's good. So okay, but
you know what I got a kick out of is because you said the power connection.
Oh yeah,
right?
So Ken hooked me up. We did his. He said, "Look, Ken's like, I did all the research. Here's the best fused outlets. So I just been using those now." I'm like, "That's great." So I ordered those like a week ago, and they weren't there by the time I had to leave for the show. I'm thinking, it looks stupid with a hole there, but okay. I mean, I was up to apologize, and then my wife had to run back home because we were only 45 minutes from the con, and you know, she's like, "Yeah, they stuck them out over like on the front of the garage behind some stuff, you know." Like she just happened to see it because my car wasn't there. Like, oh, perfect time.
Wow,
and I was like, man, I hope I got the hole right. It's like, Fitch, that's perfect. So I was like, thank you, that's good.
Yeah, man, it's really nice. Actually, my screen. Well, I could, but the audio would be all crazy. But yeah, you know what? I did a video on it, like what we talked about it a little more in depth, and we kind of showed the case, and we had it in a nice, well-lit area of the con. So there's a video you'll see. It's a Etherealsun Eurorack Cases on Bboytech Reports YouTube channel. It's just up there, like maybe an hour ago. So yeah, definitely check that out, man.
Yes, I'm gonna guess that you did not proactively put pictures up on your site. Nope.
Not yeah. Well, who? Oh, on Steve's site.
Yeah, of the new case. Now mine's.
No.
I'm gonna screen share.
No.
It.
Yeah. No, we did a big reveal.
Oh, I don't even think I saw this one with mine on the palette. Oh, it's so pretty.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we got you. Go to the about page, Ken. We got your story in there too. I put you in mine.
I can't be any more happy with mine. I mean, it's just such a fantastic, and it's so well built. I mean, it's rock solid.
It really is. It's excellent craftsmanship. I mean, I can't thank
Here we
Steve
go.
enough. Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah. So this thing, I mean, this kind of gives you an idea of like how serious these things are done. I mean, and you can look at this. This is, hold on, let me see if I can click on it. And look at it. Look at the grain on there. I mean, it's solid bamboo on here, and just you can see the connection on the back. And we had done the air venting holes on here, and
yeah, so Corry's is pretty much an exact match to that.
Yeah,
ventilation.
As far as ventilation and the power. Yep. So Kim, when you plan on getting power for your case?
I had power for my case.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, you have power for your case, but I mean, the power
linear.
Whatever they call it, yeah.
Linear, yeah, I have power for my case.
Oh, do you?
I do. I have two separate linear power supplies. However, even though I have those, I'm currently using just two of the SensorTech superpowers because they work great, and I have no reason not to.
Yeah.
So like I have them, and I also again, this shout out to Paul Schreiber, who he's actually working on a new power module right now. But a while back, I was talking to him about power, and he had recommended using Condor 1 power supplies, which are like, they're used in computer industry and medical industry and whatnot, and you could easily convert them to Eurorack power. And I actually built one out of that, and also I built one from a custom board that Jesse from Animodule had made. So he and I are the only ones with that particular linear power supply, and it works really great as well.
Nice.
I tend to, in truth, part of the reason why it is the way it is that I'm intending to change some of my power distro boards.
Mm-hmm.
And right now I've got I think 3 filtering noise distribution boards in there, and then 2 that aren't. And I want to put the 2 that aren't, I want to make those noise filtering as well. And once I do that, then I'll mount everything nice, because then it'll be permanent.
So,
but now I'm quite happy with how it is.
Yeah, those are nice bus bars. That's put those in for one.
Yeah, exactly.
Force case.
Okay.
Put them in.
Yeah. Nice. So Ken, did you hear about? And you've probably seen it now. If you got a chance to go around to the Roland.
The Roland D05.
D05.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that?
So I have some thoughts about that, man.
Yeah.
So I've been talking with a couple of different manufacturers for a while now, and I've been saying, I'm really into these kind of sort of vintage digital synths, and like St. Joe knows, like I've always had a thing for like older digital synths that some people were like, oh, that's junk, but like they have character, just like analog synths have character. They have a very specific sound to them, and I'm with that. The whole DCB thing, I saw a lot of people mocking it, but it makes a lot of sense to me, because, for instance, I have like the SQ80 back here and the Emax over here. Those chips and everything that goes into them, the converters and the actual, the way that those chips work, everything in them, they have a sound that simply bit crushing and sample rate reducing does not give you that same sound. Like they have something about them that's different, and it sounds really cool. It has, I don't necessarily know if it's just like a noise or what it is, but it's something interesting. Now, I'm cool with the idea of doing DCB to get that same exact sound. That's cool with me. It's kind of sort of maybe wasting power to do something like that, but at the same time, it's cool. And you still get 16 voices on that thing, so I'm happy with that. The part that kind of makes me sad is, so you get this D50, One, I think boutiques are about 2 to 3 inches too small for my personal taste. But you get this D50 in this tiny little package, but there's no PG-1000 to go with it. And the PG-1000 gave you all the, like, for sound designers, it gave you all the knobs and or all the faders so that you could adjust all the partials, hands-on control, and all that sort of thing. When you see Eric Persing in his advertisement video for it, which, by the way, is a fantastic video, and I'm a huge fan of Eric Persing. I mean, anybody who's a sound designer, you pretty much have to be a fan of that guy. He's you know, he's amazing. But you see him as he's going through it. He has a PG-1000 right next to his, you know, D50, and he's
now. So that's the thing. Like, that's what's interesting about it. Like, for instance, with the JX3P, with the JX03, the Roland boutique that they did, like, they basically put all of the PG.
Put it all right there on the front. Exactly.
Yeah, put it all right there on the front. So I'm kind of surprised to see that they didn't do that with this, because that's kind of.
Or at least find a way, like, because you don't fit all of that on there, but at least maybe, like, either incorporate, hey, maybe they have a boutique controller, like, that's like a sidecar for it, or put, like, maybe, like, you know, a bank of 8 faders that you can, you know, with a little OLED display that'll let me switch between them so that I know what's what. That would be cool for me. Like, I would be okay with that. And out of the majority of the boutiques, this is one of the ones, this along with that 8-bit synth, is one of the few that doesn't look like it's so fiddly because it's so small. You know what I mean? And that's mainly because there's just not a lot of front panel controls.
Yeah. Hey, you know, something that I ran into here that I think was dope is by a place called Michigan Synthworks. Have you heard of them?
Sounds a little familiar, but I can't place it.
A guy named Raph, I guess, is the owner of Michigan Synthworks, and he makes a 8-voice SID synth, tabletop synth. Looks pretty good. Sounds pretty good. Actually, his name of his company is called Michigan Synthworks. Let me pull up a picture, kind of show a bootleg.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now. You start talking SID, and I start getting excited. I love SID, the SID sound. Some SID synthesizers are better than others. Some are pretty buggy. Some are pretty cool. I know Twisted Electrons has a pretty cool one.
Yeah, this one almost reminded me of Twisted Electrons, kind of, I guess, because of the grid that's on it. But let's see. This is like a picture from my phone, but
and it's green.
You know, yeah, it's grainy. Yeah, so and it has all the green on it. He said the green knobs, he had to solder like these in there, and it looks great, man. Me and my guy was standing there messing with it, and the only thing is you want to throw it into a nice filter, because obviously the filter on those SID chips.
Yeah, the SID analog filter is what it is. I mean, it's not super powerful, but you know, but it has a great sound to it. Like it has a very characterful sound when you start processing those messed up sounding waveforms, because the waveforms on a SID chip they're very aliased and very dirty, you know.
Yeah.
And they warble a bit too. For being digital, they warble.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I would definitely throw those into a different something different right there. Now there's another thing. Chasebliss. You know Chasebliss?
Nope.
You're up in our home, yeah.
Yeah, right. So Chasebliss has these really dope pedals, and they're showcasing it with a Juno 106. And apparently, one of the guys that used to work for Civics, if anybody out there, if y'all know Civics, that did the Lo-Fi Junkie pedal and Lo-Fi Junkie Eurorack module that makes everything kind of sound like dirty.
Yeah, I love that.
Vinyl, and it kind of makes everything really lo-fi. So I guess the guy that used to work for them, that I think designed the Lo-Fi Junkie, is with them now, and he made, see that white one right there, vinyl?
Warped vinyl, yeah.
Yeah, warped vinyl. So it's a similar thing to Lo-Fi Junkie, and I was playing the Juno 106 through that, and where's the delay? Tonal recall right above it.
Okay.
Their pedals look incredible, and they sound even better. And there's dip switches on the back where you can kind of
this
do
is right
different stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right up my alley, man.
It's there.
Yep.
2.8. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love stuff that lets you touch way more things than you should be allowed to.
Yep. And I'll tell you, Ken, this pedal sounds gorgeous. I mean, the stuff that it does to synths, like, you know, you can throw a square wave into it. And, huh?
I said, do you have any idea of the price point on this? Because I'm ready to go already. I'm just looking at it like, yeah, I need that.
$349.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah. So the delay actually has the tonal recall delay has Bucket Brigade delay chips in them. And I don't know if there's different kinds of BBD chips.
Well, there's reissues now where like they're pretty readily available now. So that's okay. Yeah.
So apparently that one has the same kind of BBDs in it that the old Memory Man had. And that's one thing they kept saying. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna keep up with these guys, man, because I think they make us some dope products. One, it sounds good to begin with.
Hey, Corey,
then the possibility of the
says right on here, it says it's built around 4 reissued versions of the legendary MN3005 Bucket Brigade delay chips. So yeah, these are the new reissue versions of that. Which to my ear, I don't have enough of the older ones to say any difference, but I mean, Bucket Brigade delay chip is Bucket Brigade delay chip.
Yeah, they're incredible. It sounds great.
The guitar market's really strange in that, like, if you look at pedals like Klon and whatnot, like there's some pedals that are outrageously priced and have no business being priced like that. And it's because, oh, we have this exact transistor from XYZ and Jimi Hendrix once sneezed on it. And, you know, so they'll.
Yeah, exactly.
Ridiculous. But this stuff, to me, this looks way cooler than any kind of, like, you know, like all the dip switches on here and all the extra controls. This looks
man, it's incredible. It's really, really nice. I kid you not. Haven't heard it, and I mean, to look at it, it's a really well crafted piece of kit.
Oh, I like the knobs.
Yeah, the knobs are really nice. I mean, they went the extra mile, and it just sounds damn good. I mean, I can't front on it. It sounds really good.
I'm definitely gonna have to check these out.
You should check those out, man. Chasebliss. So, you know, it's funny. I told him, I was like, yeah, man, I've wanted a lo-fi chunky for the longest. He was like, cool. Well, here's warp vinyl, whatever it's called. And we started playing stuff to it, and I was like, that's it. That sound. That's what's up. Yeah. So here's another thing, Ken. I wanted to talk about this open source. Yeah, did you see it?
Yeah,
right?
I'm definitely going to go download this.
Yeah, it's an open source software Eurorack system called VCV.
I did see it. Yeah. This is interesting. Now, what was the exact name of it again?
VCV, like Victor, Corry, Victor.
It was open source virtual Eurorack.
Yeah. And I tried to get a walkthrough with them, but I think my signal was bad, so we went live on YouTube. So if you all look on the Bboytech Report YouTube channel, videos that I did today, that's one of them. So it's VCV, and it's a like open source virtual Eurorack system.
Now for a screen share, so if you want to click on my window.
Andrew Belt. Yeah. Very cool dude, man.
There it is right there.
Yeah, I was asking about because like right now he says it's open source, it's free to download. That'll stay. Commercializations, I am working on that. He's got like 4 manufacturers that he's got modules for, which
who it's Mutable Instruments, DeFaco, Synthesis Technology.
Yeah, E-Series synthesis technology. It's got the E340 in there.
Yep.
DeFaco. Yeah, so this is cool, and this is kind of like, it's kind of in my realm because I work so closely with Mike Romans of Romans Audio on his System 63, which is similar to this, but it's inside of Reactor. Which you know, the whole blocks thing, and there's a lot of behind the scenes things as to why that's not out to the public right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I really like these software modulars. They're great, not just in a pinch and not just in mobile situations, but they're really great for being able to like share with your actual real modular. And it looks like this does. Oh
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he had a regular rack down below it, and then interconnecting, and it was just showing how it goes. Yeah, it's all control voltage based, each wire that you make the connection of, so you're truly, you know, modeling what's going on in a physical rack. So it was cool. It was.
I think he did a really cool thing with it, man. He was using some DC coupled. I can't think of what audio interface he was using, but it was DC coupled, so he was able to get back and forth from it. He said he hasn't tested it yet with expert sleepers. But he's like, I mean, there's no reason why it shouldn't work.
Well, I'll be testing that tonight. So.
There you go.
I didn't realize it was already up for download, so I just clicked download on it, and I have the Expert Sleepers ES8 in my portable rack. So
yeah, he's got it on PC, Linux, and Mac. I think you download it for. And he says that part will always be open source and free. So he's gonna get a feel for how you're gonna commercialize this. Yeah. But he was
modules too, so I'm gonna A/B them against the other modules, you know, against the real deal. And
so that's cool. I didn't actually ask him like, because he was like, it's open source and free, and there was like, there's a lot of work to do for us. But obviously, with what you just said, he built himself a platform. That he can create, just like he created his own ecosystem.
Yeah, and he said he partnered with Grayscale for hiring graphics and that part. He said, and there was some extra, I didn't remember, but he said there was some extra stuff that he would have on the version when he goes live with it. So, but he's only been at it since I think October. He said,
right.
So it was like, wow, a lot of work there.
He put in a lot of work.
Yeah.
And what I thought was dope is that he actually licensed. You know, he got the license and permission to be able to use like mutable instruments and all that kind of stuff. Real dope. I'm impressed with it. And so for any of you guys out there that's been thinking about going modular, don't want to spend the money to go modular, I mean, this is an interesting situation that you got here. You can download this for free. It's an open source platform. You get a lot of stuff that's there for free. You can really start to kind of mess around with it. And it's on Mac, Linux, and PC.
Yeah, definitely looks cool. And the other thing is that being on Linux, I mean, that's interesting, man, because hopefully people keep
your Facebook page.
Hopefully people keep pressuring Akai, and then you know, they start allowing like Linux plugins to run on the MPC-X and live. And if that happens, that could be really cool with the X's.
Oh yeah, that could be pretty damn interesting. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, then you still got the situation that the CV back of the MPC-X is 0 to 5 volts rather than plus or minus 5 volts. So
yeah,
but you can still, if they make that happen with the plugins and stuff, this could be something real dope.
Yeah, so they don't do negative at all on that, huh? On the MPC.
Nope.
Oh, that's a miss.
Yeah, it's a miss.
Come on.
Yeah. There was something else that I wanted to mention, man. I got a chance to play with 4MS, the sampler, the stereo sampler, and that, what is the delay they're working on? It's not even out yet, and it got the little touch tap thing. You know what I'm talking about, Ken? 4MS's delay.
Oh yeah, the tap delay.
Yeah, the tap delay. It's a tap delay. So they have like a little touch sensitive little strip at the bottom, and it was so dope. What we did is the dude was like, "Hey, you got a favorite jam on your phone?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I got a couple things on the phone." Yeah. So I plugged it in, and we sampled one of the beats that I recently made. And I mean, it's a fully produced beat, but then we sampled it into the stereo sampler and sampled it, you know, so that it's like a perfect loop. I start scrubbing through it and the start points, and you know, you can pitch it up and down and stuff. It was just so dope. Then he sent it through the tap delay, And I was, and then there's a reverse button. I mean, I was like the kid in the candy shop. I was almost like, hey, can you turn your head so I can take this with me?
Yeah.
Just and claim insurance. I don't know what to tell you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was real dope, man. Having played with Morphogene and now play with that, I think I'll have to look into which one I'll end up getting, because I think I gotta have one of those samplers in my case at some point. Yeah.
It was cool to see Tenkai this year.
Oh yeah, Tenkai's here. Yeah.
He was my table mate last year, and it was just, it was kind of half solder and stuff.
Yeah.
Firm things. I'm like, what the heck is this? And Ken's like, oh, this thing's amazing. I'm like, okay, Ken, as long as you say it's amazing. I'm not sure. To just see that journey this year, it's like just really good feeling buttons on there.
Silicone buttons, very refined.
Yeah. So it was just.
So here's the thing. Okay. Here's the thing. When I get up, I'm going and grabbing something. But Tenkai is amazing. And,
yep.
I'm opening something real quick. I'm killing two birds with one stone, because I'm reading in the chat, people are talking about how Eurorack cases are the expensive part of Eurorack and this and that. And my reply is that cases can be very inexpensive. Now, Etherealsun cases are boutique sex. Etherealsun are for the Eurorack user who wants something really quality and looks good. Not everything is good, but you want something that actually you're not going to be ashamed when you pull it out and show people. A lot of artists, and Bob Moog was famous for this as well, where a lot of artists, how something feels and how you interact with an instrument directly affects your inspiration. And
oh yeah,
that's why Mini Moog was the way that it was. That's why his synthesizers were designed in a specific way, was because he understood that relationship. And that's where things like Etherealsun cases come into play, where you want something that's going to inspire you even more than just the simple modules that are inside of it. That being said, you can do the DIY route, you can do the very affordable route, et cetera, et cetera. So don't be turned off by modular saying, oh, modular is expensive. Something like this right here is like a $200 case. You know what I mean? Like, this is really, it's a completely portable case that I built myself. I got an attaché case. I got some removable hinges for it so I could take the lid off. Lots of cool stickers. You got to have cool
stickers. The stickers abound, yeah.
And then, some rails and whatnot, and you can mount it. Now, it's not anywhere near as good looking as something like an Etherealsun case, but it's utility. You know what I mean? So it gets me.
Ken, it's totally cool that you're saying that, because there were some people like, man, I'm just getting started. I love this. I love what your cases are, but and I even have like just a simple rail with some end caps for like $125 just for Knobcon. Kind of had that, but I said, go to YouTube. There's a guy that put together a cardboard case.
Yeah.
The cardboard, so you'd be surprised. You build it right. I go, you don't let that. It's gonna cost you nothing.
Exactly.
Little
you got boxes laying around.
And I go, it works. It looks great. I said, so don't. I go.
I've literally put modules into cardboard boxes. Like, I cut the cardboard that the module itself was shipped to me in and mounted it into the cardboard.
That's right. Right. Yeah.
One guy showed me a picture. He used soup cans.
Get out of here.
I got a wreck. He said, we're not a space, but I gave me this little module he makes. It's a soup can. Because he said, the first thing I did was on a piece of plywood, but it wasn't shielded. So my body capacitance kept changing and drifting the pit and stuff. So I guess I thought, well, I'll use a can. So I used soup cans to shield it. Literally, it was cool. It was like,
wow, that's crazy.
I thought, that's a good talk.
This is Tupperware, and I just cut out
Yes.
and it's a case. You know what I mean? Like, the case, it can be what it can be. You know what I mean? Like, that's, but if you want to have something a little bit more inspiring, just like, some guys in their studios have a table that is, just a piece of board and it's barely held together, and you know that is what it is, you know. And then some people, like I've got a Zor Yesk, which is what all my gear sits on. It's a very beautiful desk and it has like racks in it, you know. It's beautiful, you know. But I didn't always have stuff like that, and I didn't always have money for stuff like that, and that's fine, you know.
I should post a picture of my first prototype. It was with pink styrofoam that you stick on for insulation.
So look, check this out. I wanted to show this.
Oh yeah.
Right. So.
Oh yeah.
See, I like that.
This is an Etherealsun 3U. Is it 104?
Yeah, it's 104.
Yeah. So, and how much something like this go for?
At Knobcon, I'm letting that go for $125 right now. And I may, if I have some left over, I'll offer the guys on the show. It's like, you know, hit me up at Steve at Etherealsun, and I'll probably give you the same price.
So this is what's cool about it. I mean, you can see, like, I mean, obviously it's still the same good construction. You get bamboo ends.
You get the matching screws with it.
Yeah. You see, the screws are all matching with the color. And he has various colors and stuff, and it's still really high quality, but it won't cost you an arm and a leg, and it's a good way to get started and have something that looks really nice. If you still wanted to go the route to have something that's well manufactured, well made.
Yeah, and I made some end cheeks that were more like the happy endings ones, so you got like 3 different positions for angles and stuff. But some people like the flat ones. You know, the feedbacks. I like that flat ones and stuff. So yeah, that Corey's got there. I have those are the blonde, kind of the blonde bamboo, but I got them in more like Corey's case, and then there's a tiger, which is a mixture of light and dark. So I don't know if I had any of those. I think I had a couple pictures on there, so get those up.
Yeah, but I wanted to show. So before I'm going to do a screen share of it, because I'm pretty sure I have a picture of it. But this is the prototype of the Zeta Ohm Fluxus One right here, and it's. The panel looks meh, but his new panel that I hadn't seen until Knobcon looks gorgeous. Because I know a lot of people were saying, I was getting a lot of people saying, "Oh, I don't like the way the module looks because of you know this, that, and the third." And I was like, "Well, the look is kind of part of the whole module. It's you know it's quirky, it's different, you know, and you got to like."
You know what? I'm glad you bring that up, Ken, because I talked to Tenkai while I was here, and he said some store. I don't know the name of the store, even if I did, I wouldn't say the name of the store. But he said there was some store on it. It was like, yo, we're not carrying that. It's ugly, or it looks strange, so we're not carrying it. You know what I mean? And it's like, really? I thought we were about music here. Like,
really? I've seen some pretty weird modules out there.
You know what I mean?
So I want to let me see if I can find. You guys can talk a little bit about this stuff. But I'm gonna try and find. So did you get a chance to have him demo the Fluxus One to you while you were there?
Yeah, well, his brother was making some cool music on it while I was there. I didn't get a chance to video it. I actually expected to get more video today, but obviously they got away from me. And speaking of that, it's after 4. And so I got to get out of here. So I wish I could stay a little longer, but yo, I got to get back to LA, and I got to get over to the airport, drop off the car, and get on a plane. So, yo, I appreciate you for joining me, Steve.
Hey,
appreciate the work that you did on that case, man. It's a work of genius.
And I got to get back to the booth because my wife's manning it, so she's gonna be like, "So you said 40 minutes?"
Yeah, right. No doubt.
Longer than 40 minutes.
Hey, Ken, thanks for joining us, man. I wish you were here with us, yo.
Yeah. Well, listen, just you know, travel safe and everything, and yeah, if you get a chance, just bump into Paul and just kind of swipe a E352 for me.
Yeah, I'll do that, but I'll
distract him.
Yeah, but you know what? He don't even have any more left here, so like you'd only be able to take this demo. No doubt. All right, people, thanks for joining, and yo, I'll catch y'all on the flip side. This has been Beatppl Podcast at Knobcon. I'm here to say NAM. I'm ready to NAM. This is Knobcon 2017. Signing off. Peace.
Oh, this way. I always do that. I gotta fix it.